Okay, just before I start this video, I just got to say two things. First of all, fuck you, Roman, because, why not? And second of all, fuck you, Roman. We didn't do this race in February. This was in April. So this video is only like 4 months late. Anyway, hello, everybody. Welcome to a special sort of finale video for the HRL on Halo 5. So I'm going to try and get through this as quickly as possible so we can get to the racing. Obviously, earlier in the year, we saw the Season 14 Cup, which was uploaded to this channel. And the idea behind that ended up being the finale season on Halo 5 for racing in the HRL. And that was, the end of the road for Halo 5 before we move on to Infinite. The original concept we were going to do was we were going to have one giant season that was basically going to be made up of 6 mini seasons. And I think this started back in probably did start back in like early February, possibly mid-February, something like that. And it was going to be like one giant season, but made up of like 6 mini seasons. And each mini season was going to be a specific track type. So, for example, the first mini season we did was all go-kart tracks. We did 6 of those. Then the next one was TRS, 6 of those. And then I think the next one was going to be ovals, and then SX, Rallycross, and GP, I think, were the others. Got through the go-kart season, all good. Did all the races. All those videos are uploaded on Luke's channel if you wanted to go check them out. Or on the HRL YouTube channel, I'm not sure which one. But they're all up there. Went into the TRS, and TRS... Yeah. For those that are watching that don't know what TRS is, it's basically terrain racing, but with one very noticeable factor in that the races or the racetracks that we race on have crossover sections. Now, basically the rules in the crossover sections are anything goes, really. Literally any rules go in terms of wiping people out. Unfortunately, in my opinion, and I'm not the only one who thinks this, actually, you know what, maybe I'll get into it during the race as to why it went wrong. But basically, the TRS did not go according to plan, and going into the second to last week of the TRS section, which was a double header, we did 2 races, race 4 and race 5. We did them, didn't really go according to plan, and that was the point when it was decided to scrap the giant season, and it then turned into a mini season, which became the HRL Cup. But fortunately, I'd managed to save all the theatre clips of all the racetracks that we did in the original season. So actually, I have all the go-kart racetracks saved as well, even though obviously Luke's already uploaded them. And then I saved the TRS runs, and then obviously I took over for the Season 14 Cup, which was obviously all uploaded. Unfortunately, a little bit of cheese meant that I deleted one of the 2 races. You know what? I'm so bad, I can't even remember what the name of the racetrack is. The second one that we raced on this night. But fortunately, I did still have saved this track, which we're going to see today, which is Temple of Atlas. So even though I've lost the track that we did after this, I am going to cover everything that happened in that race. Also, some cheeser absolutely decided to just delete the page which had all the results on, probably OPEX. So thanks, OPEX. So I don't actually... if that was actually still there, I'd know the name of the track. But fortunately, I did already write down all of the results, so I'm pre-prepped, so I know what the results were in the other race, on top of, obviously, this race. But essentially, what you're about to witness is the final 2 motos of the last official race that's going to get uploaded relating to the HRL on Halo 5. And here it is, a track called Temple of Atlas TRS, made by Roman. And I'm just going to quickly give you a rundown of this track. We're just going to go through it very quickly. So I said TRS, the key component was the crossover sections, where basically, one set of drivers is going one way, and then further down the track, another set of drivers is going the other way. However, on this track, there is one other massive noticeable factor, which is at this lovely roundabout, you turn back on yourself. So you're driving straight back into traffic that's coming right at you depending on where the other traffic is on the track. So yeah, that was very cheesy, as you're going to discover in this race. After that, it sort of pieces out a little bit and it becomes more of just a normal terrain racing. As you can see here, very wiggly bank turn here, which goes back up and then leads you to the only crossover section on the racetrack, which is, you know, back here again. So obviously we saw this earlier as the start line and then the roundabout, and then it loops over itself. And then you come down here, you've got this massive turn here with a couple of different routes you can take, and then a smaller wind around section where you have to go around this tiny little pole, cross back over yourself, and then you're once again driving straight into traffic. And then it's a left here, through the caves, through the mountainy sections, more squiggly action, driving through. Roman likes to do squiggly stuff, doesn't he? And you get up onto the straightaway, up the hill, one last turn, and then that is a lap, which will hit when you hit this finish line. All right, so yeah, that's the track, and we're not going to waste any more time. Let's just get straight into the action. We did the heats, I have the results, and this is your lineup. Starting on pole, we have Pancake, and this is actually a full 16 lobby race as well, I should point out. So we have Pancake, then Nuked, then StandbyLuke 7, and then Slaunch. Second row, we have Roman, Brendan, Fireball, and Hunter. Then we have Opix, Atlantic Champ, Sully, I believe this is, and Killer the Man. And then on the back row, we have Vulcan, Armada, Detail, who had a very must have had a really poor heat result then, if he's all the way back here. And in last, but certainly not least, is Soul Reaper. It is 8 laps for each moto, and we will be kicking off when the gates drop. The first of 2 motos to kick off the finale race of the last ever video that's going to get uploaded relating to the HRL on Halo 5. Gate drops, we're underway! Let's see how cheesy this gets off of the first section, and people are already crashing into that giant middle pole. Killer goes down, other people spin out, and it's already causing road blockages as people are already coming back onto the track! Oh my god, I knew it'd be cheesy. I didn't realize it was going to be this cheesy. It's going to be so difficult to keep track of people during this race. People are going down into the bank turn. Is it Pancake still in the lead? People are coming through quite nicely. Somebody spins out in the background. Still a pretty big pack following each other. A bit of a train in the middle here. It's going to be really bad. Is this Pancake? I can't tell. I no idea. Roman, I can see up there, the creator of the track. Actually, you know what? I got to give you a third fuck you, Roman, because so this track, Temple of Atlas, based off of a track, and I didn't actually know this at the time. It wasn't until a few months later. This is actually based off of a remake that he did on Halo Reach. The Halo Reach version, fucking brilliant racetrack, amazing racetrack to drive on. People crashing into each other, Killer going down again. But this one is, really. You know, I'm going to figure out who this is. Oh, it's not Pancake. Is it Luke? It's Luke in the lead. Okay, fine. Pancake is, okay, this is really bad. Pancake's racing with Atlantic, apparently. Rip. But we're on to lap 2. Oh, that was close. Pancake did the honourable thing and got out of the way. People are crashing into each other left, right and centre over here. Luke loses the lead. Roman's now in the lead. Probably just going to start going... let's stick with Hunter for a little bit. Let's see where he's at. Chasing down a pack of drivers. I don't think he's had the best of starts to this race. Oh, definitely not. There's a giant pack in front of him, you know. Let's get... Oh, Luke's trying to make a move on Roman back to retake the lead. And he gets it. Detail... Oh, you know what? Detail's done pretty good. Worked his way back to the front. Battling with Fireball for 3rd. Slaunch in 5th. Man, Pancake must have had a really rough first lap there. Yeah, sorry, I might as well get onto this. So, TRS, you're kind of already seeing it. Oh my god, there's a friggin' pile up here. Luke's lost the lead. Detail's been destroyed. Slaunch, somehow Fireball comes out in the lead in the midst of all this. Roman does still come out in second. Okay, you know what, actually that kind of highlighted a little bit of the problem. So, TRS, going into it, I honestly thought it was going to be a really fun little series. Because I've done DRL, like, for so many years, you know, going back, if you look at, you know, the old tournaments on Halo 4, how many racers competed in my tournaments because I was involved with the DRL. So, you know, that's how long ago it was. And I thought, oh, this is going to end in carnage. Someone's tried to get out of the way and ends up getting caught on the other side, and he goes for a roll. That's cost him so much time. Fireball is still in the lead. We'll catch up with him a little later. Let's go to someone that's maybe in the mid pack. Yeah, that's okay. Let's go with Chumpy for a little bit. Actually, Atlantic must be... Actually, Atlantic's doing pretty well. He can see the leaders. Looks like he's in maybe 8th or 9th at the moment. Yeah, TRS. So I thought this was going to be a really fun series to do on Halo 5. But if I'm being honest, the biggest problem I found with the whole thing is it just became very chaotic. It became very cheesy. And it became a little bit of a wreck fest. You know, DRL is a wreck fest for a reason. It's called DRL, the Dirty Racing League. This is still meant to be competitive racing, but it felt like rather than everyone trying to cheese each other... What the hell was that, Atlantic? Okay. And I rejoined into this carnage. It just felt like I thought there was only going to be wrecks and stuff in the crossover sections, and you know, the rest of it was going to be clean. The rest of the tracks were going to be, or the rest of the areas on the track were going to be clean, fair racing, just like, you know, any other track type in a HRL season. But instead, what we ended up with, oh dear, Soul and Optics head-on collision. Instead, what we ended up with was just a wreck fest all round. Nobody was giving anybody like a breath of clean air. I mean, it's not been that bad so far on this track, I have to say. It's really all the wrecks have been happening in the in the areas where they're meant to happen. You know, those two roundabout sections where everyone crosses back over on each other. But other tracks, some of the other TRS tracks we did, including the one that was raced after this. I'm just going to call it the Voldemort track because I can't remember the name of it. You know, it that must not be named. I don't even know what I'm saying at this point. It's the last two races. I'm getting them out. I'm getting it done. Who the hell cares? But yeah, it just became really cheesy. Like, too cheesy. It became too much of a wreck fest, and I didn't enjoy it. It also didn't help that the first two races that we did in this TRS, so this was race 4 of 6. The first two races we did, I was suffering with massive lag throughout both races that just made it almost undrivable. It wasn't even competitive for me. And even when I did then get competitive in the third race onwards, I just was still getting destroyed and turning it into... It was just a wreck fest for me, just like it was for everybody else. So yeah, I'm not surprised that the season got canned when it did. I'm a little disappointed, you know, that they decided to scrap the whole massive season, because I thought the go-kart racing was really fun. And oh, you know what? Let's go for a replay on that. Roman, I just saw that. So this is one of the rare examples of the crossover section coming into play. Massive spin out for Roman. It's pretty, you know, where the drivers are in the crossover section, you know, you have to be pretty spread out on the track to get hit in the crossover section like that. You know, most of the wrecks are taking place in these in these roundabout where you cross back over each other sections. There has to be an easier way of saying it. I'm just going to call it in the roundabout sections. So yeah, wrecks aren't as common in the crossover sections compared to the roundabout sections, but well, we just saw it happen there to Roman, so it can happen. But yeah, sorry. So coming back to my point, yeah, I just found the whole thing massively cheesy. It just wasn't particularly fun for me. And I think one thing that also didn't help was the fact that I don't know what happened to detail there. Let's have a look at a replay. Let's find out. Oh, I guess we'll never know. Oh well. One of the things that probably also didn't help us on the TRS front was the fact that we'd never really raced it before. Well, certainly not as a series. Like we maybe had done, it had been done like way in the past, and maybe there had been certain tracks that had been forged that people had tested, that sort of stuff. But we'd never done it in a proper series, which I always thought, okay, let's just get through the TRS. You know, this TRS season sucks, or this section of the main season, TRS sucks. Let's just get through it. Let's move on to ovals. We've done oval racing throughout the entire Halo 5 era. And that was the thing, you know, go-kart, we'd done it before. Ovals was the next section of the series. We've done that hundreds of times. SX, Rallycross GP, we'd done all that. I was of the opinion that we just had to get through the TRS season and then we could have carried on and probably had some competitive racing. But in the end, the powers that be decided that we decided to scrap the whole massive season, and we turned it into the mini season that was the Cup. And the rest is history, as it is obviously now, all on my channel. Let's catch back in with the lead battle. See what's going on here. Is Fireball still in the lead, or is someone else taking it? Trying to figure out who this driver is in front of Fireball. It's Pancake back in the lead. Pancake has been pretty solid throughout the TRS season, it has to be said, the 3 previous races, but he has got Fireball, Roman, and Nuked chasing him down, trying to get that win, and it looks like the 4 of them are pretty spaced out. Who's this? Detail in 5th. I'm guessing this is Luke in 6th. Hang on, did Luke go down? Oh, Luke must have gone down somewhere, because it was the other way around when I was on Detail before. Apex in 7th. Slaunch having a little bit of a rough race in 8th, and my god, he's got a gap. Is this Sully in 9th, maybe? I think that's Brendan in 10th. Hunter struggling in 11th. Even when he doesn't have lag, he's in a position that has 2 numbers at the end of it. And then we got a big pack going on here. I think one of these, I think this is Strafe at the front of it. And I'm guessing Atlantic is in amongst this. And I'm not sure who this is. Maybe Armada. Oh, you know what? I missed Killer in the midst of all this. Maybe it's... Oh, no, it's not. Chomping. Okay, I saw that chomping. It's called TRS, but that doesn't mean you can just cut the track to take somebody out. People are on the last lap, so we're going to try and get back with the leader. Oh my god, what the hell just happened to Roman here? Oh dear. Let's have a look at this. Oh, Roman tries to give Pancake a little bit of a kiss to slow him up. Oh, Detail! That's gonna help Luke. But what happens to Roman here? Oh wow! Oh, that's what you call karma, bitch. I mean Roman. And he loses the position to Detail as well. That's kind of funny. Okay, I'd love to actually watch the battle, but we're going to focus on the lead battle to see if Fireball can take this position off Pancake at the end of the race. This is a very brief covering of the entire race. Obviously, we're not going to see every battle. We just want... Oh my goodness! Pancake and Fireball goes down! Is Fireball still going to come out with the lead? It looks like he is over Nuked. You know what? I was going to wait till the end of the race, but let's just get a replay of that now. That was actually quite funny. Pancake. Oh, it's on Soul. Just gets absolutely cleaned out, and then Fireball. I'm not sure who that is. That takes. Oh no, it's not. I thought it was this guy, but it's not. It's whoever this upside down guy is. Oh dear. Oh no. Who is it? It's Sully! You gotta love Sully. Good man, Sully. But it's not enough. It's not enough for Fireball to lose the lead. He took the lead off Pancake and then half a second later got taken out, but he does still have the lead. Can Nuke do anything about it? I think Pancake still come out in third. There's a pack there for fourth. Looks like the podium's locked up. Fireball's only got a couple of corners left to deal with. It looks like he's gonna get it. Up the hill, one last corner. Doesn't hit it super clean, but it's still enough. Fireball takes the win. Nuke second, Pancake third. And the battle for fourth is Detail, Luke, and Roman. Oh, you can't even get a top 5 on your own track, Roman. Seventh is going to be whoever that is. I think that was Slaunch. Opix in 8th. Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot about this giant gap to whoever's in 9th. See if we can figure out who this is. I want to say this is Sully. Brendan in 10th. More giant gaps. Hunter is in 11th. Closely followed by... Is this Soul? Soul must have gained... Soul must have gained loads at the end there. Strafe. Or Vulcan, sorry. Who the heck is this? Is this Chumpy or is this Armada? Oh, I think that's Chumpy. Where's Killer? What happened to Killer? Oh, dear Killer. Killer was like a section ahead of Chumpy. I kind of want to go back to see what happens, but I won't. Oh! No, it's not Sully. I'm an idiot. Sorry. Armada finishes in 9th. Sully finishes in the Armada position, wherever Sully is in this. Sully finishes in 14th. Atlantic 15th. Killer 16th. So that's your results for Moto 1. There they are on the screen. This was a pretty cheesy race. Didn't really get to see a lot of the action because of how much cheese there was to cover, but at least you have something to watch, is what I'm going to say. And we're going to go into Moto 2. We're going to see all that action, and then at the end of that Moto, I'm going to cover the final results from the other TRS race, and then see how that all played out for the final point standings. So I'll see you then.